Okay, this ought to be a fun rant. One of my favorite things to fight about, and not bullcrap things like bit depth and sample rate. Crap no one can really hear half the time anyway. At least most of us can't. What I've got here, I've got a vocal edit where we chopped the vocal up, and let's see, it was actually at full volume. It was this big, and it's clear that on one take, he surprised me with how loud he was, or maybe he didn't work the mic right, or most likely it was just I had compressor settings that weren't expecting him to go wow. And so let's check out what we've got here. First off, so we know what's going on.
It's up and down, my friend. We're going round again. She's going down, 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 yeah. We're slipping back to when it didn't matter. Down, 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 yeah. Wondering if it mattered.
Okay, so I definitely, when the black piece comes in here, we need to turn him down a little bit because even though this is an issue of RMS versus peak level, it's so dense that it sounds much louder than the others. So let's listen to this again and see where we make sure they're even out in volumes before we get too serious about this.
We're slipping back to when it didn't matter. Down, 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 yeah. Wondering if it mattered.
Okay, so our levels are good. Now we can get serious about this. All right, let's listen to the first half again.
Friend, we're going round again. She's going down, 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 yeah. We're slipping back to when it didn't matter.
All right, and I think that's a good take. I mean, I was producing this thing, and so I thought, yeah, we did it. Now it's funny when we go back to mixing though, and I was listening to the second chunk here. Actually, the whole thing again. Pay attention to the second chunk.
She's going down, 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 yeah. We're slipping back to when it didn't matter. Down, 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 yeah. Wondering if it mattered.
All right, so what caused all this? Well, the big rant that I'm about to go on, and you hear all these people talking about how I heard it a million times that compression kills the life in music, and they're talking vocal compression, guitar compression, bass compression, whatever. Not just tuba stuff, which I don't even agree with that either. But what I hear when this track kicks in, it's a quote I like to take from Top Gun all the time, is I hear Mach 2 with your hair on fire. It just feels like when he goes, listen to that little phrase again.
Down, 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 yeah.
Whatever, whoa, weird delays. Whatever yeah means, it means a lot to this guy. That is some serious conviction. That right there is why I do this, boys and girls. I feel there's an emotional kapow. I know what he's talking about, but it sounds like I agree with him. And compare that with the non-compressed one.
She's going down, 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 yeah. We're slipping back to when it didn't matter. Down, 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 yeah.
That, once again, like that gets serious in this ballpark right here. That yeah is crazy. What's even crazier is the down, down, down stuff. What happened was, and it may have just been a really good take too. I don't know. This is all I end up keeping. But all I know is that excites me a lot, and it's clearly distorted. No telling what I was doing with this vocal. On this particular album, I've lost track already what songs did what. But when I was tracking, I had the distressor in the red anytime he dug in. And I say red, I think that's about 20 decibels of reduction. We're definitely distorting. We're definitely, just pushing it. It's an effect. But what's weird is none of these people who are going to make these claims about, compression is distortion and that takes away the life of the music. None of them have told us when we should use effects and when we should use, clear and transparent compression. And this is the thing that ticks me off about the guys that are ultra clean all the time. And not everybody, does that, but you hear enough of them online to to mess it up is if you are a rock guy and you do say, you know what, you have a good point, clean compression guy. Well, the problem is what happens when, in this particular case, where there is no denying it, in my view, this distorted, overcompressed version is better, a lot better. And I don't know, if you're gonna ask me, when's the threshold for if you're doing rock music, big loud guitars, big drums, big hollering guitar or vocals and stuff, I would say then overcompression is an effect that you should have on just about as much as you have high gain guitars on, or an effect like you have parallel compression on snare drums or something. It's an effect that is all you could almost leave on all the time. Now you don't hear this much compression on country radio. You don't hear it on every rock thing. You don't hear it on Richard Marx so much and things like that. At least I don't think so. But you definitely hear it in rock all the time. And this whole setting where the compressor is just nuked, especially I'm using a distressor, and that's a nice, expensive compressor, for whatever that's worth. It does do good things even when it's really, really been getting pushed hard. It seems to be quite tolerant of, I don't know, in ways that other compressors really do kind of fart out and get just junky, or maybe they don't add to the emotional impact of the music. However, if you ask me, this is an effect that you got to use more often. So you rockers and you metal guys, don't be shy of that damn compressor. Go rawr, get it ripping, and experiment and find your own way. And I think that's the difference between me and a lot of the guys that give advice on this compression business is I realize there are room for both ways. Now, you can use ridiculous amounts of, I'm going to call it gain, because really we're distorting it enough, or maybe like guitar gain is a relevant thing here. Do not be shy of putting 20 or 30 decibels. And if you don't have a fancy hardware thing, that's all subtle. I mean, I hate that. I don't know if I can afford it. Well, who cares? Just get some free thing. Get Camel Crusher, which is a real deal hardcore distortion, which is kind of where we're in that ballpark. Or get some kind of distortion thing. Use your stock Cubase distortion. I don't care. Or use the compressor and just abuse the hell out of it. But get creative and do what you got to do to elevate your music to that next level. But most importantly, be careful of these guys that tell you there's only one way to live. That there's almost every rule can be broken. And I think for the longest time, I listened to a lot of these guys like, well, compression is for kids. That was one of the Bruce Sweden quotes from Pensado's Place, and it kind of raised a lot of hell. Bruce Sweden, I read his book. I mean, he's a highly respected guy. And I will take what he has to say and try it and see if it works for me. Some things will, some things won't, I'm sure. But in this particular case, you can't tell me that the conviction that kapow in that second take there is for kids. If that's for kids, then I want to be a kid. So anyway, play around with this, but do not be afraid of just destroying stuff, because sometimes you create when you destroy. I don't know. That's my attempt to being a poet today. Anyway, guys, bye.